Today in the crypto space, we see the market still within a range, Bitcoin in that $30,000 mark, and Ethereum still within that $1,900 level. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are pretty much following Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, guys, could we be seeing a greater dip in days to come? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to talk about Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project that has retraced significantly, and there is some talk about it, so I might as well cover it in the charts, and that project is called REALIO. So you know what? Let's talk about the charts, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, special welcome. On this channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. All we do is look for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish. We want to stay one step ahead of that market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate that, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join that Discord group. And of course, guys, if you have projects that you're interested in, feel free to join the Discord. It is a great place and opportunity to engage with other traders, good alpha throughout the day, and you can definitely make some requests there, and we could talk about the charts, of course. All right, guys, let's take a look at this general market. We see that the market has been coming down very, very lightly. You know, I'm not saying that we're going to get huge dips right away, but I do feel like this is the beginning of a potential rollover, big picture rollover, perhaps wake-off distribution type of rollover. Of course, we'll take a look at Bitcoin first, and then we're going to talk about RIO. REALIO is the ticker. Great bullish project. Fundamentally very interesting. Of course, do your fundamental research with regards to all of these projects. Guys, don't forget, I do deep dives on Sundays. Go check those out. My last deep dive was pretty good. It was about Hypercycle. Go check that one out. Very interesting bullish project with good fundamentals. And at the end of the day, they do integrate AI into traditional blockchain technology. So I find that to be a very important narrative. Let's continue here. You know, the market in general has been very, confusing. Is it going down? Is it going up? This is why within a range right now, we see that a lot of these altcoins are trying to break that range and perhaps even make a little bit of a bounce to the upside. So I'm feeling like overall the market in the last little while, even if we look at the 7-day, for example, let's look at the 7-day and kind of look at what is happening in the last 7 days, top gainers. You can see in the last 7 days, you know, we did have some good gains. Flex, XDC, Mantle coming out of nowhere, but doing pretty good. Caspa, of course, has been the man of the match for the last little while, but I feel like it's going to be rolling over a bit more. But you can see after that, there's not much happening in this market. So I feel that we are still very early for potential accumulation for long-term spots. In fact, I think that we should be coming down to lower levels in the immediate short term to backtest some of those good breakout targets that we've had in the past. Testing liquidity is what the market tends to want to do, and I feel like a big test of that liquidity at lower levels is very possible. Okay, guys, I want to get right into the charts today. I'm recording this video slightly early, given the fact that my schedule lately has been a little bit whack, but nonetheless, I plan on getting back into my regular routine in a few days. So stay tuned, be prepared for that. Bitcoin currently, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, but let's take a look at Bitcoin for a second here, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin, if it does continue coming down, we should expect some more negativity in the entire market. Bitcoin could be dragging down the altcoins, giving us that fire sale that we're looking at for. Guys, again, buying dips, buying nice and low, buying those red days, buying the fear is the way you can get positions nice and early in great opportunities, right? Nice and low, so that you have plenty of options to take profits on the tops. That is the most difficult part, is being able to, you know, accumulate at low levels, and then obviously having the courage to take profits and exit those positions that you fought so hard to get. All right, guys. So right now, Bitcoin's still within range. Nothing really crazy. At the end of the day, it did fall, broke below this consolidation, and it's still within a level. I feel like we could get a bit of a bounce at about 28,600, give or take, but ultimately dead cat at bounces, little bounces, and slow grinds to the downside are very possible at this moment until the daily RSI fully resets to oversold conditions below that 30% mark. All right, guys, let's jump right into it, guys. I'm going to do a quick one today, really quick update. I'd rather spend more time on the altcoin of choice for today, and that project is called REALIO. It basically is a tokenization of real world assets. And I feel like that's a really good bullish use case for blockchain technology, taking the NFT game to the next level, integrating reality into tokenization of objects, physical objects, guys. And as we progress and as we do research and development into the blockchain technology, we're going to definitely be pushing boundaries in the way we implement and use blockchain technology. And this is one of those first movers, in my opinion, that could leave a little bit of a mark in the market, being the first mover and having the advantage of the first mover advantage. Okay, so I would be looking at RIO as a long-term spot accumulation, and we've been talking about RIO and that we've been waiting for a dip, and we obviously saw this range, bottom of the range, double bottom, nice scenario here with nice class B bullish divergence, broke out of this range with some significant strength, and then finally taking profits, guys. We've timed the bottom and the top on this trade absolutely perfect. Okay, so this is the thing. It's about taking profits and it's about walking away with those gains. If you didn't take profits here, guys, I understand that you could be in a bit of a troubling scenario, but I'm expecting a bit of a bounce here in the short-term time frame, maybe coming up here again and then finally rolling over. It's very possible that that's happened. No guarantees here, because the actual scenario to take profits off the top was up here based on previous price action, previous lows, and the bearish divergence that was here on lower time frames. We're going to get into the 4-hour in a second, but you can see we broke trend. We are currently trying to break structure, which is important because this little low right here, let's zoom in just a bit. This little low is the last low, right? After this, you can see that we have like an Adam and Eve, inverse Adam and Eve type of scenario here. This pattern tends to want to break down bearish. So be prepared here that this could be breaking down and coming down to lower levels, maybe even as low as, let's say, wow, this green arrow would be a full retracement. In fact, quite bearish, but in fact, I would be waiting for a little bit of a bounce on the point of control. In my opinion, this is a point of control for sure, but the next area of point of control would be at about 14 cents. I would be looking at that, maybe at a golden pocket retracement. What kind of retracements are we looking at right now? Swing low to swing high. You can see currently we're at the golden pocket, 618, maybe the 786, 886 around this zone would be also a good opportunity. But what I like about where we are right now, not only is it a good level of horizontal support, okay, but we do see that we hit a golden pocket retracement zone for a reaction in the price, right? But what I don't like is that the daily time frame did not fully reset just yet. The EMAs are facing down on the MACD. The red histogram bars are definitely deep in the red, ready to continue to the downside. So relief on the short term is possible, meaning the 4-hour, the 1-hour. But the daily, the overall consensus here for me is that we are going to continue to those lower levels. And the question is, where do we get those bounces? We're going to wait for a full reset on the daily. We're going to wait for a full bullish divergence, some sort of bullish divergence when we hit those horizontals, and perhaps, you know, those lower levels at 786, 886 retracements are very, very possible. So be careful there, guys. Obviously, I'm going to give you updates along the way. Join that Discord because I'll be posting charts there frequently. But if we get into the lower time frames, you can see that ultimately we've hit some good targets. This Adam and Eve pattern is pretty perfect, and it's obviously pointing for bearish price action. Now on the 4-hour, we are almost fully reset on the momentum, meaning that we're in oversold conditions pretty much there, okay? So if you're going to get into a long position, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to consider the fact that your risk to reward ratio has to be super healthy, okay? Let's get rid of this Fibonacci for a second. Super healthy, super healthy risk to reward ratio, meaning that where are you going to put your stop loss? In my opinion, I would be putting it right underneath this green arrow. If we break below into this price action, this volume gap, we do have a lot of price action to act as support, but we don't know when and how it's going to act, right? So I tend to like to get in at the top of a volume gap, which is right here at about 18 cents, 19 cents, and the bottom of a volume gap, which is here at about 17.5 cents, give or take. You can see that we are in a buy zone. So a stop loss right underneath and expecting a reaction to the upside is totally fine. But I feel like you are trading against the trend. Okay. Could we break out here? Possible. Could we we got one, two, three, many little hits, but one, two hits. We could come down more and take another hit. Okay. And then come down more and take another hit until we finally break. Right now, we are creating a trend to the downside based on this pivot point, bearish divergence right here. You can see these tops, higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the RSI. We got the follow through, confirmation high, lower high, and now we're coming down to those lower levels, breaking lows, lower low. We broke these previous lows. So the trend now is lower lows and lower highs, guys. If you're going to see that a trend is down, you shouldn't be longing in a downtrend. You should be longing in an uptrend. You should be shorting in a downtrend. So you're basically trading against a trend. And for me, that is not the best way to get in. However, guys, if you are convinced and that's what you want to do, I'm going to help you out here with your thesis. If you're going to go long right here, you're going to have to put a stop loss right below that 16 cent mark and be quick to take profits. Do not let your position stay there for too long because, again, the trend is your friend. You would be taking profits right about here. That's it. That's all I would take, and put your stop loss right underneath here. And you can see your risk to reward ratio is not bad. It's stop loss. Let's see where we at. The ratio is actually pretty good, but what's going on here? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's kind of fix this. It's got a little bit messed up. Okay, if we can get in right around this zone, your risk to reward ratio is about 4-to-1, which is super, super, super healthy. If you can accumulate right around this area, bringing your average cost down to invalidation as close as possible, it's not bad to go long, but you're going to have to expect that this is going to break trend. Is it going to break trend? I think we're super, super early for a break of trend here, guys. We need to see some bullish divergence right here at the bottom of the range. We need to see some EMA crosses on this MACD on the 4-hour, and I would be so quick to take profits. In fact, I feel like that would be super aggressive. Down here would be optimal. If it didn't break above the trend, at least you got out. This is why it's important that your risk to reward ratio be super, super healthy. And you can see that on a downtrend, you're trying to go long is so difficult to actually look for those horizontals because you're basing your trade on the fact that it's finally going to break a trend. And I don't feel like it's early. It's too early to break trend. It's too early to get that confirmation. So based on the 4-hour, we have a bit of work to do before we go long. However, guys, accumulating for your long-term spots right now is not bad. Let's get back into the daily so we can look at big picture. You know that you didn't buy the tops, which is great. We took profits instead. Perfect. Red arrow. Now we retraced good down to the golden pocket 618. Perfect. Maybe dabble in. Don't go in too heavy, but dabble in because just in case this thing gets a bounce right now as we speak, at least you have some skin in the game to potentially profit or get some good volume to the upside and then make those gains, right? We can see that the MACD is getting a little bit of strength here, histogram bar wise, but nothing crazy. Lower lows on the RSI. The price action, higher highs on the MACD. The EMAs are still facing down, guys. So this is what I'm trying to say here is that I feel like a continuation to the downside is very, very possible, and coming down to range lows to about 13 cents, even 12 cents is very possible. But again, DCAing nice and slow. Get in with 10%, 20% of your portfolio that you're willing to allocate to REALIO just in case. And that way, if we do get another attempt of a break to the upside and attempt to break higher highs, and we get a failed break, guys, at least you can take profits at about 25 cents, even 24 cents, give or take. And that way, you made a little bit of a trade to the upside. Okay, so it all depends on your time frame. It all depends on your risk tolerance. It depends on if you are adamant of not trading against the trend. It would all depend. For me, I would be waiting for further dips. I would be looking, in fact, to accumulate at lower levels once we get signs of bullish divergence, fully reset RSIs on the daily, and that way I can get in with a little bit more confidence. REALIO is currently hitting a good target for us, but I still feel lower levels. You can see how, although I do have a green arrow here, I am not buying in blindly. I'm looking at the momentum. The momentum hasn't dipped enough for me to feel confident. However, enough to just to dabble in and get some exposure. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't, do the channel a huge favor. Slap that like button. It does really help out with that algorithm. If you have any projects that you want me to cover in future videos, let me know in the comment section below. Of course, join me live at 7:30 Eastern. That is exactly the time and place to get some great alpha, request any projects that you're interested in, and get together in a very, very great community that we got going on here. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip. Thank you.